Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to do a dragon lizard type eye using the bundle monster molds. I'm going to show you two different types of ways to do it. The first way is with all acrylic, and the second way is to use a Swarovski crystal instead of doing all the work. Both ways are kind of difficult in their own ways, but I'm going to show you how to do both, and I hope you like it, and if you do, like and comment below. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is this bundle monster mold. I have the circle ones. Anything really with a circle will do. I would strongly suggest bundle monster. They seem to be the best, and they seem to come out the cleanest and the shiniest and the nicest. So the first thing to do is I'm going to grab a little thing of clear acrylic, and I'm going to fill in the circle that I want. Okay, so now you're going to want to bring your acrylic all the way around the sides, because this is actually your lens cap. So this is going to protect all the work that you do when you buff at the very end. So it's very important. Make sure there's no gaps. You're going to want to let this set a pretty good ways before you do anything else. You can flip it and see how your progress is, and I do this throughout the entire video because you really would like to see how your work is going and everything. So it's always a good, you can see here that it looks really good and really solid. Okay, so now I'm going to take my brush, and it's really pointed, and I'm going to make my pupil. So I'm going to use back and forward motions to create a very cylindrical type pupil, and I'm just going to go right in the middle and start going up and down very, very gently, because I do not want to break that lens cap. If you do, you need to start again, because you'll have leaking in it and will not turn out right. Okay, so here I have my progress of how I've been making my pupil. You can see exactly how it's going to look, so you can look at this and make any corrections that you need to make in the future, and that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so here is my final pupil indentation. So it looks really good. You can see the exact lines that I wanted. It's a little bit fatter in the middle, and it looks really good. So now I'm going to take some black, like a very small amount, obviously, and just fill this in. Okay, so I've gotten my little bead of black inside of my pupil indentation hole, and you can see that the black is actually staying a little bit in its shape and not running all over the place, and that's because we made that indentation. I'm going to take it and make some smooth lines and just really make it exactly the way that I want it to. It does need to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm just taking the little bit of black that did get around the pupil and not where I wanted it to be, and I'm just dragging it and going through natural shadowy parts of an eye and really just pulling and doing everything the way that I want it to at the very end. And you can see that right here is starting to look really ominous and kind of snake or reptilian-like. Now, you do not want to touch this until it is completely set, because if you put a yellow or blue or any color that you are wanting on top of this black and it goes to drag, it is going to make it very, very muddy. So letting it set is a complete must. Just go and do something else, basically what I've learned. Okay, so we're set, and now I'm going to take some pearlized white. You can see what a tiny little ball of acrylic I have. You don't want anything more than that. It's going to flood it with light. You just put little types of pearlized white acrylic in all the little spots that you want to reflect light. So I do 3 little dots here and 3 little dots there, because I found that that tends to look the most natural, and I don't want to flood it with white, because I do want you to see all the different things that I do in there as well. Okay, so we have the white in, 3 little dots here, 3 little dots there, and I am liking the way that this is looking. I think it's looking very reptilian, which is obviously what I'm going for here. And now I'm going to take some light yellow and I'm going to go right on top this pupil, and that just helps me guide the color where I like it to be. So here's my yellow, and like I said, right on top of that pupil. So just dab it and then just go right in the exact lines that the pupil is in and just branch it out little bit by little bit, and then just kind of drag it because you want no solid lines here. Okay, so here you see how the yellow turned out. It's right around the pupil. It's not too far up. You do want it to stay right there around the pupil because we're going to go from yellow to light blue to dark blue. So we're just going to let that set a little bit. Okay, so now we take a bead of light blue acrylic right on top of the pupil and kind of just push it around to the very base of the eye. Do not go up the sides because we still have dark blue to go over. So just kind of push it around exactly kind of where you want your eye in the transition type to go. I'm going to check it. It's looking really nice. Then I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to kind of just stab in little spots and drag in other spots so we don't have like really harsh lines when we add anything. You want everything to be smooth and transitioned really well, so just take it and just push and pull and stab and poke until you have some nice transition lines. Okay, now that the light blue is set, I'm going to go in with a dark blue bead, and I'm just going to go over this and I'm going to cap it because this is the final color. So just go up the sides and make sure that you have no clear that's showing and it's all the dark blue. And after you do that, you're just going to let it set and make sure it is set completely before you try and pop your mold, because if you do try and pop it before it's set, then you're actually going to kind of wonk up your eye and it's going to lose its round shape. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to show you my final product within the mold. Looks really nice. You can see all the different colors that I've done, but this is actually a pale comparison to what it looks like after we've done and buffed and gel polished it. So just let that set. Okay, so it looks like our mold is ready to pop, so just gently kind of pull the mold around your eyepiece. Still be kind of gentle because it will still kind of lose its shape a little bit. If you're too rough, just take your fingernail and kind of just pull it out completely, and let's see how it turned out. Okay, there it is, and keep in mind this is before we've buffed or gel polished it, so you can see all of that work that I put into it, and it's going to really reflect more after I've buffed and gel polished it, but this is pretty good, I would say. Looks kind of dragony to me. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the dragon eye using the Swarovski crystal. Just take the clear acrylic, do the same exact thing, go all the way around the mold, and then we're going to do the pupil in the exact same way. Okay, so here we have the pupil already kind of put in there, and I'm going to let this pupil completely set, and this is so important, guys. This is so important because you don't want any type of black leaking out onto that beautiful little crystal. So here I've had it set, and now I'm going to take some clear acrylic and put it over and cap black, and enough to where you can fill in the Swarovski crystal and make sure it sticks. So now we're going to take our crystal and we're going to pop it right in the back and let it set. Okay, so now here's what it's going to look like after it sets. It's looking really good. And then we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to just put some clear acrylic right on the top of it. Make sure you get all in those edges, because otherwise your crystal will just fall right on out. So just fill it in. Okay, so here's after it's set, and I've popped it out, and look at how the light bounces around on that crystal, and every which way you turn it, it's red, and then it's orange, and then it's yellow, and it is so awesome, and it is so like amazing once you put it in a eye cast, and it just looks really great. Okay, so here's the two together. Here's the sporty crystal one. You can see how it reflects the light, and then here's the one I've made, here's the one I made with pure acrylic. Obviously, the color choices when you do the acrylic way are endless. The crystal way is amazing because of the way that it reflects light, and it just bounces around, and it just so cool. Okay, so all I've done is I've just taken a little bit of clear acrylic and popped my two different eyes on some black tips, and just so I have a surface that I can kind of grab onto when I buff them and when I put the gel top coat on. Okay, so basically I've just buffed them, and I'm going to just go ahead and put my gel top coat on, and you can just see how like amazing they turn out when you start putting this coat on. So here it is after it's cured and alcohol swabbed and a little buff, and it is so awesome. So again, I have buffed this one, and I'm going to add the gel top coat to this one as well, and I'm just going to cure it, buff it, and then I'll show you guys in a second. Okay, here it is, and it is so beautiful. Every way you turn it, it's so awesome. And here are the two together. And just to kind of show you a couple of little bit differences, and just like, okay, so the one that I've done with acrylic, it's really cool, it's really dynamic. You can see all the little detail work that I put in it with the black and the little specks of white and the blue and everything else, and it's really cool. And honestly, you can just do anything in the world with any different color, and it's just really a cool thing to be able to do. And you don't always have to do these with nails. You can make rings or necklaces or whatever, but it's just a really awesome little thing. So here is the Swarovski crystal. Obviously, bam, 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 all these different light directions. I mean, it is so cool. I mean, just, you can obviously see there's a little bit of a gap between my acrylic, and it takes a little bit of work to make sure it's perfect, because you don't want to do too much and have it too wet, because then you'll actually mess up your pupil, and enough you have a little bit of gaps, but get it perfect and it's awesome. Okay, here's just a little frog eye that I just wanted to show you really quickly. Just to show you, you change the pupil a little bit, and basically you can do so many different things. If you wanted to do, say, a human-esque eye or a doll eye or something, just take your dotting tool and very gently just kind of swivel around, and then you have a rounded pupil, or just drag it a little further out, and then you have a frog eye. Okay, so here are three finished products, two Dragon Eye and my Kozlowski, just to kind of show you what it looks like when it's finished. And that is it, guys. Thanks for watching.